Hey ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel, thank you for coming back. Now today ladies and gents, you're in for a video that's a little bit different. Basically, Watchmojo put out a video saying top 10 movies you'll see at the 2021 Oscars. And I thought I'd watch this video right now, not technically with you guys, but this is my first time seeing it, listen to what they had to say about each film, and see how much I agree with it, my thoughts on it, my thoughts on the ranking of the list, and just how accurate I think they are. I know that they've made videos like this before, and Watchmojo are very hit or miss when it comes to the Oscars. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they go off good knowledge, but they sometimes forget to look at the precursors, and they can be really off. I'm really curious to see what they've put in this video. But before we get into that, ladies and gents, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Everything gets you generous, just to ding the little bell. And also, scan these barcodes, go to links and comments, or follow their names directly on screens to follow my social medias. Okay. So you can see the video up on the screen now. I'm not gonna just watch and react to it all because obviously I don't want to steal someone else's video for my own good. But whenever once I've watched each film they're talking about, I'll pause it and I'll discuss my thoughts on what they had to say. Okay, so the number 10 was Sound of Metal. I'd say I agree with this. Obviously, it's an outside shot for Best Picture, which is why I think it's appropriate on this list at number 10, but it could very well get Best Picture. I think it's fair to say that it's going to get in Best Actor, definitely Best Sound, very good shot of Best Supporting Actor, maybe even Screenplay. They did say that they did compare it to Whiplash, and as they said, Gold Derby did this as well. I wouldn't agree with this. They're both very different films. Yes, they all both started out as outside shots, and I'm not trying to take away from the Sound of Metal, but Whiplash is like an amazingly great film. Sound of Metal's probably only getting in because of lack of competition. Again, not trying to take away from Sound of Metal. I liked it greatly. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving right along. So the number 9 was Defy Bloods. I mean, bearing in mind, it's looking like it could get 0 nominations. Putting it above the Sound of Metal is not wise at all. I must mention now, I must give them a little bit of lenience because this video came out before Critics' Choice Awards and BAFTAs, but even still, back then with that knowledge, I wouldn't have put Defy Bloods on this list. They did mention how it won National Board of Reviews, and the only films that haven't gone on to get an Oscar Best Picture nomination who also won that was Quills and A Most Violent Year. I think this could be the third because it's just been getting those brutal snubs everywhere, including screenplay, director, and especially Delroy Lindo. So honestly, it could be an outside shot for Best Picture, but it wouldn't be wise to predict it. Their number 8 was The Father. Again, I'm not sure where I stand with this one. This one's definitely getting in for a few nominations, so I don't disagree with it as much as I do Defy Bloods. They mentioned how this could be another rematch between Olivia Colman and Glenn Close. Again, very accurate. That could very well happen. But when I look at these 10 films, I'm mainly looking for films that are looking pretty likely to be Best Picture nominees. And Defy Bloods is almost certainly not happening at this point, and The Father is pretty questionable. And I'm not sure where the rest of this list is going, but for both the number 9 and 8 spot, I can think of other films I'd probably put there. But they were correct in saying it's probably going to get nominated for Screenplay, and Anthony Hopkins is like a for sure nomination. So the number 7 was Manari's Black Bottom, and honestly, I can't disagree with a word of what they said. They said that Chadwick Boseman's likely to get the win. Viola Davis, they worded it that she could be in for the win. I'm not sure about that. I do think that she's just a sturdy nomination. I don't really think winning's much of a question at this point. I think the conversation around Andra Day, Frances McDormand, Carey Mulligan will just drown out Vanessa Kirby and her. But they were right in saying that's probably going to get in for adapted screenplay, picture, makeup, and costume. So can't disagree. And it is also my number 7 spot for Best Picture. And then number 6 was One Night in Miami. Can't disagree with that either, like at all. I think everything they said was completely accurate. Leslie Jr. for sure is getting in. Adapted screenplay's a lock. It's very comfortably in Best Picture. It's interesting that they didn't bring up Regina King at all in terms of her director chances. If they did bring it up, I would definitely say that it could happen. She's definitely my number 6, but I think that top 5 is just so strongly in there. Anyway, yeah, number 7 and 6, I couldn't disagree with at all. So let's see if that train keeps on going. Okay, yet again, number 5 was Mank. They did bring up how they think David Fincher could win. Nah. The only way Fincher could win at this point, in my opinion, if he wins DGA, which could happen, I will strongly consider it. But for now, I think it's Chloe Zhao all the way. I'm not sure about Amanda Seyfried. She's the very loose number 5, in my opinion, but she could easily get snubbed at this point. She's miffed at BAFTA and SAG, so we'll see what happens there. But they were right in saying that Jack Fincher's most likely to get nominated for original screenplay. Is for sure getting into Best Picture. Gary Oldman, their words were he's on the right tracks. I agree with that wording. He is on the right tracks, but equally those tracks could go a bad direction. But yeah, again, another one I completely agree with. Number 4 was Promising Young Woman. Again, completely agree. They brought up how it keeps gaining this momentum after momentum after momentum. They're completely right to say that. It's kind of mental to think this wasn't on anyone's radars at all, like October time, and now it's like one of the top 5 for Best Picture. They were right in saying that is looking strong for actress, writing, and director. One place I just can't agree with them at all was that they brought up Bo Burnham could get in for Best Supporting Actor. I'm sorry, but no, I just really can't see that happening. If it happens, it will be a huge surprise nomination. Like, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's so unlikely at this point. But to be fair, apart from that one point, which I didn't agree with at all, that's another one I agree with strongly. And I think I know what 3, 2, and 1 are going to be. So honestly, I think Watchmojo have actually done their research this year. Forgetting about some of the lower end picks, these are looking pretty good. Number 3 was Manari. I agree with the placing of it. They just kept bringing things up I don't agree with, though. So they were saying that their main worries about it getting snubbed have to do with the fact that the Golden Globes didn't nominate it for any acting awards at all. Not being funny, Manari is just a type of film that Golden Globes wouldn't go for. And I think last year, even though they nominated Parasite everywhere that they probably would have done, it didn't win anywhere. It just shows that they just don't go for films like Manari. They're not likely to go for a foreign film, unlike Critics' Choice and even Oscars. Sorry, I had to Google her name, I just completely forgotten. They also brought up how Han Yi-ri could get nominated, as well as Alan Kim. I'm glad that they agree with me, not that they know me personally, but I'm glad we're on the same page that Alan Kim's looking very strong for a nomination. Han Yi-ri would be a huge surprise at this point, because she hasn't gone anywhere, and she does seem like the most likely person out of any person in any of these acting categories that could get nominated who hasn't got nominated anywhere else. But bearing in mind, SAGs loved Manari. They didn't nominate her there. Critics' Choice didn't. It just doesn't look likely. So number 2 is Nomadland. Again, I agree, and I think I know what number 1 was. So from 7 to 1, I completely agreed, which is really a big coincidence and weird. I do want to mention, though, they did bring up how, because Nomadland didn't get nominated for Cast Ensemble, it could affect its Best Picture chances. Whilst I do agree that I'm still not convinced that it's number 1 and Charles Chicago 7 could really come and become competition for it, I don't agree with the whole SAG Ensemble thing being a disadvantage at all, because, not being funny, it's not really much of an ensemble film. Like, yes, I have many people in it, but in terms of like major supporting characters, I'd say David Strathairn's the only one of them. Shape of Water, Green Book, and Braveheart, which to be fair they did mention, all overcame this, and they were more ensemble-y films than Nomadland is. So in terms of disadvantages, I wouldn't say that's one of them. But they were also right in saying this is gonna be the year of women, and I'm so happy to see it, especially last year when Greta Gerwig didn't get him for Best Director. It'll be so refreshing, and swear to God, Oscars, let me down tomorrow, I will not be happy. Okay, So they're just going through the honourable mentions. I'm just going to power through them as they come up and just say what I think. So, starting with News of the World. Yeah, it is my number 11 for a Best Picture nomination, so can't really go against it. Judas and the Black Messiah. Yep. The fact that they've gone and put The Five Bloods and The Father above it, I completely disagree with. Judas is looking so strong for Best Picture nomination at this point. It's gained the momentum that it needs. It's probably going to get in. The only reason it didn't get in at these earlier places was because it was a very late contender. It's going to be the Hidden Figures of this year. So, I mean, yeah, in terms of outside of Best Picture, it's going to get nominated for animated feature and score and win them. So, fair enough, I'm with that. Emma? What? It's not even looking like it could get any nominations at all, even in costumes and production design, so I don't know what this is doing here, to be honest. And then they've gone and put another round. They are right to say that it's going to get in for international feature and probably win, but apart from that, I'm not sure. Mads Mikkelsen's an outside shot for Best Actor, but apart from that, I can't see it getting anything else. And finally, Charles Chicago 7. Again, I agree. It's going to get in for writing for sure. Probably is going to win. Maybe director, even though I am sensing a bit of a snub. It's gotten that ensemble cast going for it, and they made a good point saying the actors branch makes up for the biggest branch in the Academy, which is going to help Trial most likely. The one thing I completely disagree with, they did bring up how Sacha Baron Cohen could win. That's just not happening anymore. It's going to be Daniel Kaluuya. He's going to be the clean sweeper of this season, along with Chadwick Boseman most likely. But apart from that, I agree with that list, to be honest. I'm quite surprised because I've never been a big fan of Watchmojo. I don't like this idea of cracking out 8 videos of random top 10 lists and making views and money off of it, but that's just my personal, rather political opinion, so we'll just leave it there. Anyway, ladies and gents, I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's something a bit different. I just wanted to be able to crack out a video before the nominations, give you guys something to watch and enjoy. But that's all for now, ladies and gents. Please feel free to click on my channel below and watch more videos. But until next time, ladies and gents, so long for now.